चाओ चाओ दोस्तों। दुनिया में कहीं पे भी जब भी कोई भी गोलकीपर ऐसे हीरोइक्स करे तब तब इस चैनल में एक वीडियो बनेगा बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी गोलकीपर सेंट्रिक चैनल एंड आई एम पार्ट ऑफ हैशटैग गोलकीपर्स यूनियन and I'm speaking about Gigio Donnarumma's Superman performance last night against Arsenal in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final in North London. Well, match की तरफ आएंगे, but Donnarumma, man, absolute salute. Initially, we'll be speaking about his heroics before we move on to what I thought about last night's game at the Emirates. Let's start the video. भाई डोनारूमा जब भी इंग्लैंड में खेलता है पता नहीं उसमें क्या हो जाता है, क्या माता आ जाती है उसके अंदर. ही जस्ट परफॉर्म्स एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल, ऑलमोस्ट अनब्रेकेबल, लाइक अ वॉल. आई मीन इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ब्रीच. इंग्लैंड में हमने देखा था कि यूरो 2020 में भी ही वाज मैन ऑफ द मैच. यू कैन से सेविंग दोस पेनल्टीज इन द शूट आउट इन द फाइनल, एंड वहां से एक जो उसको मोटिवेशन, एक पुश मिला. आई थिंक ही अराइव्ड एट द बिग स्टेज in that final. I remember Donnarumma as a 16-year-old tall giant, of a kid. Sinisa Mihailovic, if I'm not mistaken, was the Milan manager back then, and he gave Donnarumma his debut in Serie A. But it's been so long. It's been a decade or more than that, and ऐसा लग रहा है कि Donnarumma has been playing since eternity because obviously he was a breakout star and he's been in the game now for so long. Of course, controversially moving to PSG, the Milan fans have still not gotten over it. But हमेशा ऐसा लगा कि Donnarumma के पास में flaws तो है. Now, okay, I agree that he's not your sweeper keeper, your modern keeper who plays, out from the back, uses his feet, वगैरह वगैरह. But he was always a good shot stopper. लेकिन after he moved to PSG, there were some glaring errors that he made. His shot stopping ability also came into, a question mark. So it was very important for Donnarumma to produce the performance that he did in the Euro का जो final था, somewhat redeeming himself and answering those critics, if one might say. And I feel उसके बाद में he's grown, and whenever he wears an Azzurri, an Italy jersey, I think his performances have always been good. But इस साल Champions League में हमने देखा है कि Donnarumma probably has been the best keeper in the Champions League season so far. I mean, he's been so consistent, single-handedly saving PSG from so many occasions. And again, last night you saw that, man. His saves against Martinelli, his save against Trossard, and just in general, the way that he commanded the box, kabile tareef, yaar. I mean, I always, as I like I mentioned, ये गोलकीपर सेंट्रिक चैनल है. यहाँ पे जब भी कोई भी गोलकीपर दुनिया में कहाँ पे भी ऐसे परफॉर्मेंसेस डालेगा तो मैं बात करने वाला हूँ, चर्चा करने वाला हूँ उनके बारे में. एंड इट गिव्स मी सो मच ऑफ प्लेजर बिकॉज the position is so tough. It is the most difficult position in football. कोई पागल आदमी है जो गोलकीपिंग कर सकता है, एंड एक भी मिस्टेक आप करते हो तो आपके ऊपर स्पॉटलाइट आ जाता है. So Donnarumma, just imagine a 16-year-old, thrown into the big leagues. तब से वो प्रेशर झेल रहा है बेचारा. 10 साल हुआ है लेकिन ऑलमोस्ट टकला हो गया. एंड काफी जो उसने क्रिटिसिज्म फेस किया, आई थिंक नाउ ही इज गिवन द आंसर्स. स्पीकिंग ऑफ द गेम इन जनरल लास्ट नाइट, आई थिंक इट वाज अ फैंटास्टिक गेम. Just ended with one goal on the night. There were so many chances. I feel that it could have been like a 2-all or a 3-2 win to PSG. 4-5 तो गोल हो सकते थे गेम में, but I think the game hangs in fine balance. Arsenal are still not out of the tie. You saw an early goal from Ousmane Dembele, who himself has been, on a season of redemption. यार 100 million flop, but 50 million bargain, बोल सकते हो आप. That's what the papers are saying. Popping up with yet another goal in what has been a fantastic 2025 for Luis Enrique and his Parisians as they got a 1-0 lead. यार अगर away goal रहता था तो I would have fancied PSG maybe 70-30 going into the second leg. But since away goals है नहीं, I think the game is still in the balance. I would say 55 to PSG, 45 to Arsenal. Arsenal obviously responded after that early Dembele goal. coming up with a lot of chances. But once again, Donnarumma, looked impeachable. He looked like an absolute wall, wasn't going to allow anything to pass him by. And credit to PSG in the way that they held on, absorbed that pressure. And second half mein aapne dekha that once Luis Enrique used the subs, Barcola had a fantastic gilt-edged chance that he missed. Gonzalo Ramos hitting the crossbar. PSG could have actually ran away with the game. The tie could have been over in the first leg itself. A big shout out to obviously, Vitinha and João Neves, wo to hai hi, but Quicha Kvaratskhelia, man. I mean, ek taraf his Napoli team are now almost, not on the verge, but, our favorites to win the Scudetto, having a 3-point lead over Inter. And Quicha Kvaratskhelia could also now be in a potential UEFA Champions League final if things go well in the second leg in Paris. So good night for him, obviously really showing his prowess and giving, I would say, Serie A some kind of limelight, because Kvaratskhelia, I don't know kitne logon ne usko Napoli mein dekha hai, but I'm sure when you play at the biggest stage of the Champions League, a lot of eyeballs are there, So overall, I would say PSG slightly edging Arsenal on the night, and Donnarumma with these stats over here, fantastic, man, preventing all goals against him and looking like a man who was on a mission to stop Arsenal. And once again, in England, that's where he performs the best. So if you're an English club ka sporting director watching this video, I think you should sign Donnarumma. You will have a keeper who's going to be good in your country. With that, I would say we've come to the end of the video. आज इंटर बार्सिलोना इंटर है, हम लोग कैल्चो चर्चा पे एक लाइव प्रीव्यू करने वाला है विद जीशान भाई टॉक फुटबॉल एचडी. सो डू सब्सक्राइब टू कैल्चो चर्चा एंड हिट द बेल आइकन. वहां पे हम आज 9:30 बजे को करने वाले हैं. मेरे चैनल में तो कंटेंट आता रहेगा. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल द लव एंड सपोर्ट. आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट अ लॉट ऑफ यू आर एक्चुअली ट्यूनिंग इनटू रोमा गेम्स. एंड मैंने वही दरखास्त किया कि यार सेकंड क्लब बना दो रोमा को, बिकॉज यू गाइज ऑलरेडी सपोर्टिंग लॉट ऑफ अदर क्लब्स. सो सेकंड थर्ड क्लब व्हाटएवर है, बट रोमा को सपोर्ट करो, सेरिया को देखो. मेरे चैनल के जो बाकी के वीडियोस है उसको देखो, कंटेंट आता रहेगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स कैल्चो चर्चा में यू कैन वॉच Italian football videos in general over there as well. So yeah, looking forward to a fantastic night in the second tie of the UEFA Champions League tonight. And of course on Thursday we have Man United facing, I would say, Athletic Club, who are the favorites to win the Europa League. And दूसरे semi-final में you have the Lazio Slayers, Bodo Glimt, जिनका एक story है जो खुद एक काबिल तारीफ स्टोरी है. Hopefully I should do a video on them soon, who face off against Tottenham Hotspurs. So yeah, lot of exciting ties still remaining in Europe. I'll see you guys in another video. Until then, take care. शब्बा खैर, शुभ रात्रि. नहीं, रात्रि नहीं हुआ, अभी दिन ही हुआ है, सुबह सुबह हुआ है. But yeah, have a good day guys. I'll see you soon in another video. Until then, it's ciao ciao.